Yeah, g'day. Welcome to episode 28 of Miami Masterclass. My name is Ian, and in today's episode, we're going to run through the first year player draft and run out the month of June 2018. We've had a very, very poor start to this season, so hopefully we can get a few good signings in this draft just to cheer me up a little bit. We're picking 28th, so all the good players are probably going, if not having gone already. So we'll start off with the scouting director recommendation, and they reckon Cash Case, who I mentioned him in last year's draft, but he obviously never got picked. And he's from Central Florida, so that's quite good for us because it means he's a sort of local boy. I still think he's going to be hard to sign though. Shortstop doesn't really impress me. Now, doesn't seem to be a lot here, does there? This looks like a very poor draft. Really low potential for everyone. So let's go back to contact. So you got Luke and Baker. Starting pitcher. I mean, that's ridiculous. He looks like he could be a real threat with the bat, doesn't he? Starting pitcher, and he can bat as well. I mean, he could. That's a real sort of Madison Bumgarner type mold, isn't it? So, at 21, with high work ethic, I might draft and offer the slot for him. Yeah, there's Christopher Armstrong, another starting pitcher. I mean, he's low, so I'll actually avoid him. But what a really poor draft this is. There's not a lot, is there? This Christopher Armstrong, he's certainly not a starting pitcher. If you go and look at his ratings, he's got real potential. Contact and power. Not bad. He can play first base, he can play left field as well. So maybe I'd pick him. I mean, extremely hard to sign though. So I'll tell you what, let's go control. See if there's any pitchers that tickle my fancy. Doesn't really look like it. This is a very poor draft. Now, who does the scout recommend? Grant Burton, centre fielder from high school. Good defensive ratings, good speed. Centre fielder. Do we really need a centre fielder? I don't think we do, really, do we? We've got 15 of them. But I'll tell you what, I'll offer him the slot as well. And let's see if he accepts. But there's really not much out here. I quite like this guy, but his low work ethic really puts me off. If he's still there in the very late rounds, I might pick him up. Eye potential. This is an awful draft. My goodness. Alex Destino. What's he? Right fielder. A lefty right fielder. I mean, if he's the best available, then that's concerning, isn't it? There's got to be someone better, surely. There's just really not a lot out there, is there? Alex Destino is sort of the best, because Christopher Armstrong, I think he'd be a better batter than he is as a starting pitcher, but he's got low work ethic, so I'm going to avoid him. So let's pick up Alex Destino. We'll offer him. We'll just draft him actually, because we're going to be able to get him on cheap money. I mean, there's in the previous episodes, there's been a lot of players that's should we pick him? Should we pick him? There's not really many players in this draft. So here's another starting pitcher, Ryan Avadano, who's got pretty good batting potential, yet his pitching potential is average, isn't it? So I mean, he could be another one that could be a bit of a steal. First base, left field again. Got good outfield arm. Got good infield arm as well. So he's got a good arm. He's got a good arm, but nothing really grabs me. I mean, they're the sort of guys that you pick up in the later rounds, aren't they? But they recommend Lauren Frank, a third baseman. I mean, his contact is so low. Got good home run power potential there, but I mean, there's got to be better, surely. What about K's potential? Now Hunter Purdue, another starting pitcher. Another starting pitcher. And I mean, his pitching ratings are awful. So I don't see... But he has got real potential. He hasn't actually played anywhere, but he's got good outfield range, doesn't cause too many errors in outfield, can turn the double play. He could be a good sort of infielder there. I think we should take advantage of that, because look at this potential there. He's got contact potential, gap potential, eye potential, and avoiding K's potential. I think I might pick this guy up, and he's easy to sign as well. So we'll just have to make sure we change them to another position, and we'll draft him. Just have to remember, I say, to make sure they're not starting pitchers, because I don't suppose the assistant will make that change for me. I still recommend Lauren Frank. There really is nothing. There's Christopher Armstrong still there. Ryan Avadana, another starting pitcher that's got better batting potential. But what an awful draft. There's another starting pitcher. I think what is going on with this draft? But they recommend Lauren Frank. I can understand why, because he's the best power potential in the whole lot. So I'll just draft him, because I don't want some of these guys, and I don't want to offer them big money because they're all pretty poor. I mean, we're only up to the 6th round, so I think this will be the last round, to be honest. I don't think there's much point in you guys watching me go all the way through to round 10, because there's really not a lot on offer. Now, he recommends Trevor Tinder, who's a reliever, who's a righty reliever. And this is in round 6. This is awful, isn't it? There's nothing, and he's extremely hard to sign. So I'm avoiding him. We do need relievers, but there's got to be better out there. 12, 11. I quite like this guy. Nathan Hacker, very high work ethic. Ryan Avadano, though, has got high work ethic and high intelligence. So although he's not going to be a fantastic player, just off if his potentials don't change, even if he reaches them, he's not going to be a fantastic player in that regard. But his work ethic gives him a slight edge, and he's easy to sign, so that's what I'm going to pick up. And you know what? I'm going to sim to the end, because that's an awful draft, and you guys will just be sitting there watching me going, ugh, this is awful. So I'll be back as soon as the draft is completed. Okay, so that's the draft done. Now, we've obviously got to go into negotiations as well. A lot of them we haven't actually offered them anything. So the two that we have to change is Lucan Baker. We've got to change him from the starting pitcher, along with Hunter Purdue. I say Purdue. I think you guys would say Purdue, wouldn't you? I don't expect to sign any of those three. So what we'll do... what does he want? Negotiation should be very easy. So basically, we can offer him absolutely nothing, and he wants 290. The slot bonus is 260. So I'm gonna try and lowball him a bit. I'm gonna offer him 250. See if he jumps at it. Hunter Purdue 210. I'll meet his demand, because I think he's not a starting pitcher, and I think he's better than that. Lauren Frank. Now I've picked him. Did we pick him up? Yes, we did. I didn't realise we picked him up. He's normal, so I'll offer him... I'm going to offer him 200, because the slot bonus is a bit lower than that. I'm not even going to bother with those three, unless there's something about them. I mean, come on. Don't be silly. Nothing really stands out for them. This guy, a relief pitcher... is it worth signing him? Because we don't have many relievers. I'm not going to bother. We need to get through this month and try and end this season. What a poor season. After finally squeezing into the wildcard game last year, it looks like we're going to be out of contention by mid-August at this rate. So we will talk a little bit about chemistry in a second, but we've just lost Tyler Naquin now for up to 7 weeks. So what I'll do is I'll place him on the disabled list. So Lauren Frank's not happy with that money. But as we have a quick look at the chemistry, Raul Muto looks like he's the clubhouse leader. We have a young team, so that is, we don't see many vets on the roster. So that's probably one of the reasons where we're going so poorly this year, because we don't have any sort of veterans to get us out of this slump. But there's no major disruption, so that's always good. What I will do is, as we're on a break, we'll have a quick look at the waiver wire. There's no one there. So who can we bring up to replace Naquin for a couple of weeks? We've got players like Isaiah Soto, who's finally come up. Then we've got Austin Waits. Austin Dean is another one. He's been putting some pretty good numbers up. And we've got players like Martin Prado as well, who he's very consistent. So he might be worthy of a call-up. But I really want... I mean, in saying that, I think I will bring Martin Prado out because he's 34, so that experience might be able to calm the team down and get us back into winning ways, because we're slumping, aren't we? We're not doing very well. So him coming up, we've lost our Tuve as well, so we're not sort of losing any extra players, but we don't have any backups there in the outfield. Now, Purdue is convinced. So we've got Purdue. He's not a starting pitcher. So I think as he can turn the double play, and he's quite good at not committing errors in the infield, I think he might be better there, because his outfield arm is poor, so he's going to cost us a little bit. So I think maybe like first base, something like that, because the infield errors there is low, range is low. I think I'm going to change him to a first baseman, and we'll see how that goes. Go first base. Now I'm really keen. I really want to see how he turns out. What we will do is we will offer a little bit more. Now he wants 240, so I'll offer him the 240. We've got 14.5 million to blow. So with Martin Prado in the team, that veteran, that bit of experience, hopefully he can start steering us in the right direction. Because, as they say, we don't have any veterans in the squad. Luke and Bacon, he's the other one that I needed to change, isn't he? Now he's another one that's got a bit of range, got a good arm. So I'm thinking perhaps second base for him, maybe even third base. But he can play first base though, can't he? So I might make him a first baseman as well. I mean, he can't do any worse. What we've already got down there, so that'll be interesting, because I mean, we might have picked up some real steals there. And we got Destino as well, the right fielder. Yeah, he's average. He's going to have to do quite a lot to impress me. But we are falling away. I mean, we might be finishing last at this rate. Washington have been catching up to us, haven't they? So we got Grant Burton as well. And in terms of the All-Star game, Jose Fernandez is still up there. Same with Nomar Mazara. But no one else has made any appearances. What about... Let's have a quick look then. Where are we? Let's go pitching ratings. So Corey Lupke. He looks quite good, doesn't he? I might pick him up. So he's struggling a lot in Detroit. So maybe not. But how are we going? How's our team going? Pitching. Has anyone sort of calmed down? So that was still on the month of May. So let's go June. Anyone really struggling here? Ivan Nova struggling. Andy Oliver. But otherwise, we're actually, doing quite well for this month. So maybe I won't pick him up. Maybe I'll see how we perform, because our bullpen ERA has improved. Not much, but it has improved. So, yeah, I don't think I will pick him up. And we'll run out the month. And then we're going to have to... Next season, there's going to be some big changes, I think, isn't there? We're not going to be keeping this team, because they're obviously not gelling. And Frank has signed 2, so that should be everyone. Oh, what a poor month and year this has been. Jose Fernandez is leading pitcher war in the National League. That's depressing. So Martin Prado's not happy because he's not in the starting lineup. I'm not too surprised. I mean, he's come up and he's done 1-1-1 in 4 starts, 5 games. His Ops Plus is in the minus, so that's encouraging, isn't it? Now, Marco Hernandez, Casey Saltis. CJ Cron's been doing very poorly for this month. Same with Ruben Tejada. Yeah, we've got a poor team, haven't we? I've done something along the way. I've stuffed up the team somehow. I really thought this... admittedly the loss of Madison Bumgarner and Tanner Shepard was a big blow, but I really didn't think that they were going to be that good, make that much of a change. I mean, there we go, we're dead last now in the NL East. I mean, this has been a depressing season. Truly depressing. We're 14 games now from Atlanta. Oh, come on, let's run out the month of June. I'm all depressed. I mean, I should be giving commentary and talking about the things I want to do and the changes I want to make, but I'm just over it. Come on, guys. I mean, we're starting to get a couple of wins now. We've moved 2 ahead of Washington, but we should be doing better than that. We really should. So, that is another depressing month. We have enclosed that slightly. I mean, we finished the month of May 7 games away from 500. We're now 6. So it is a slight improvement. There you go. In May we went 11-17. In June we did play 500 ball. But everything is just going wrong, isn't it? Our starters ERA, we have improved slightly. Our bullpen's actually gone up. Our bullpen ERA has improved as well, along with defensive efficiency. So we have improved the team ever so slightly, but is it enough to make much of a difference? I don't think so. I mean, Nomar Mazara is leading the way with batting average at 284, along with home runs batted in. CJ Cron is behind, but he isn't really... Well, I'm saying that, I take that back. He is only 1 run behind in the batted in. Monte, I don't look at stolen bases too much. Mazara is leading the way with WAR. Joe Panic, he was usually up there in batting average. I think he won it last year, didn't he? And he hasn't done a lot. 257 for the year. That's a bit concerning. In terms of our pitching leaders, unsurprisingly, Jose Fernandez and Adam Conley have got very good ERAs. 6 wins. I mean, when Adam Conley's got 6 wins and Ivan Nova's got 6 wins, and there's a relief pitcher, Yimi Garcia, in there as well, that's when you know you've got trouble. Strikeouts, Fernandez, always the case, always leading the way there. Adam Conley, though, is actually leading innings pitched, and Fernandez is way out in front of Adam Conley. Adam Conley puts up fantastic numbers, but he's got quite low WAR. I don't quite understand how that can be, but never mind. But let's have a quick look then. So this is June, so we do want pitching stats, don't we? Where are we? Pitching stats. So for the month of June, so Aaron Blair is slowly getting to grips in the big leagues, but his ERA is still very, very poor. Adam Conley's doing well. Jose Fernandez. Brandon Finnegan, I mean, what a signing he's been. ERA of just 1. He won 2 games in his 5 starts, so he's been a bit of a steal, I think. And Ivan Nova picked up 1 win as well, and his ERA is very, very poor. Looking at our bullpen, I should say, Tyler Higgins has been a bit costly, along with Dan Slania, but Dan Slania has improved a little bit too, so he might be coming good. So perhaps I won't get rid of him just yet. Sherfy, surely the pickup though. We picked him off of waivers, and he's still carrying on that fine form. I'm sure that'll end eventually. Addison Reed, let's have a quick look, see how many blown saves he's picked up. 3. He's made 3 blown saves in 18 opportunities, I should say. That's a little concerning, but I can't complain because he has been putting up very good numbers. I mean, his whip is very low, so you can't expect him to blow everyone away. Raul Muto, he's in a cold streak, but he's batting 302 actually for the month. CJ Cron has been another disappointment. He's really slumped this year, hasn't he? I mean, the last few years he's done very well for us. He did 263, and then he went up to 281 last year. He did very, very well. This year, though, he's batting only 240. He might be trade bait as well. We got the international free agents signing tomorrow, and then I believe it's the end of July, isn't it? Beginning of August is the trade deadline. So I might look at getting rid of CJ Cron. Truth be told, I think he. I don't know what we can get for him. I don't know if there's. I'll tell you what. Let's do that now. We'll quickly run through the rest though. So Joe Panic 279, Ruben Tejada, he's playing very poorly 235. Bong-Soo Kim 261. His batting average is average, isn't it? He's always sort of going 1 for 4 each game. Home runs 4, so he actually came tied for second behind Kyle Schwarber in that regard. But his RBIs is up there, tied for first with CJ Cron actually. So maybe I won't get rid of him. But he has scored 14 runs, which makes a big difference. He's got 8 walks too, so I quite like that. Martin Prado, he's made a few starts, 233. Marco Hernandez has been a real disappointment. I could probably get rid of him because he's been a failed experiment, I think. He's just taken up a spot in the active roster. Kettle Marte, 288. Kyle Schwarber, 235. He had a very poor month. Casey Saltis hasn't done too badly. He's batting 279. He might be worthy of replacing Schwarber eventually. He's only 23. How old's Schwarber? Schwarber can't be very old, can he? He's only 25. But if we look at Ops Plus, for instance, he's ever so slightly better, but his actual Ops isn't quite as good. Almonte has stepped into centre field after the loss of Naquin through injury, and he's batting 268. So I think he might be one of the reasons why we did quite well this month, because Naquin wasn't putting up quite as good numbers, and Mazzara had the eventual cold streak that he was always going to have. He's batting 190, which is very bad, but he's still going 284 for the year, which is an improvement on last year. So, yeah, bit of a mixed bag, really. Another sort of disappointing month. We're a long way from the Atlanta Braves. We're 11 games away from even winning the division. But, we've still got July, August, and September, so we've still got, 60 games, 68, 70 games, something like that, to claw back. But I don't think we're going to get that winning season, are we? So, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.